Hello my friends, let me show you how I did this soft light photomanipulation effect. Enjoy the video. First, open up the footage of the model and start masking it out. For that you can use the pen tool or the brush tool like I did. Or you just can go to the description and download the PSD Photoshop file and save your precious time. But if you want to do it by yourself, I provided you with a brush set to practice hair drawing on your own. The link is in the description. To lighten the skin part, I created the curves adjustment layer and changed its blending mode to the screen and converted the mask by clicking Ctrl or Command I and painted skin parts with the white brush tool. Then I converted all the layers into smart object. Now let's create our canvas. Press Ctrl or Command N. I used 1500 to 2400 pixels, 300 pixels per inch. The second footage is low quality and with watermark on it. To remove it, use Clone Stamp tool. Let's turn off the model layer for a while. Press Ctrl or Command T to resize and place it like this. Create black and white adjustment layer. Select these two layers by holding Ctrl key and duplicate it and change upper layer's blending mode to the soft light to get soft contrast. Now turn on the model layer. We need to make it a little smaller. Convert two background layers into smart object. Then go to Filters, Blur Gallery, Tilt Shift. Organized, let's create a folder and rename it as you like and place the model layer inside the folder. Our model layer seems to be a little bit saturated. That's why let's remove saturation a little bit. Let's paint more realistic shading with help of levels adjustment layer. Select the soft rounded brush tool and lower the opacity to 20. Make sure that your foreground color is black and remove shadows from unwanted parts. Don't forget to place it inside the folder and clip it to the model layer. Let's do some dodge and burning to give it three-dimensional look. Create new layer and clip it. Go to Edit, Fill, 50% Gray. Change the blending mode to Overlay. First, choose Burning tool. Now it's time for dodging. Let's use Gaussian blur to get soft transition. For me 4 looks good. Create new layer under the model layer. Here we're gonna paint shadows. I like to do it in two separate layers. First one is lighter than the second one. I like to lower the opacity of the brush to 20 or 30%. And to change its blending mode to Overlay to blend it better with the background. Then create another new layer. Here we're gonna paint darker shadows. For me this looks more realistic. Now let's darken the background to create a contrast between the foreground and the background. First I'm gonna use brightness and contrast adjustment layer. Move the brightness slider to the left. I'm gonna paint back some light sources from the layer mask. Then create black solid adjustment layer and lower its opacity. Here we're gonna create that soft light. Create new layer and change its blending mode to screen. Select the gradient tool and choose light orange color. Paint the gradient from right top corner. Lower its opacity to 30%. Do the same above the model folder. Remove some of the light from model's face. Create a layer mask and select the brush tool. Make sure that your foreground color is black. Now drag to our canvas tree and paper pinches. Put these 3 layers into folder. Create levels adjustment layer. Lower the whites and with the black brush tool, paint back some details. Now turn on the papers layer and put it below the models folder. Open the layers layer style. Go to inner shadow and apply these settings. Do the same thing to the model layer. Go to model folder and find the model layer. Press Alt-Ctrl-Shift-E to create a new layer by merging all visible layers. Then convert it into Smart Object. Open the Camera Raw filter. Add some texture, lower the clarity, lower the highlights, add some blacks, and open up the shadows. Add some sharpening. While moving the masking slider, hold the Alt key. Now we need to add soft contrast. We need to darken the lower part. Create a new layer, change its blending mode to the soft light. With the black foreground color, draw some gradient. I want to add some haze light to the foreground. Let's do some color grading with a gradient map. Open the gradient map adjustment layer. Select this red to green preset. Change the blending mode to the screen and lower its opacity. Create another gradient map adjustment layer. This time select the purple and orange preset and again change its blending mode to the screen and lower its opacity. It's done. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel.